Hi, thank you once again for joining us for our Compass House fundraiser. I'm here with Grace Coop, one of our members of the Northridge and participants in Star Wars Night at the Bisons. How you doing, Grace?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Just wanted to kind of talk to you a little bit, listen to your story, your love about Star Wars, and your involvement in Star Wars Night. So I just kind of wanted to start off with your favorite Star Wars memory.
I have a lot. So I think like the one that I'm thinking of the most in regards to like a Star Wars memory is either Celebration, when like I got to hang out with not only members of the Northridge but also like friends that I've made through Star Wars, like through many years at this point. I was actually able to like go and see them in person. But also like Star Wars, I mean, I used to go to Star Wars Night as a kid, actually, before I was actually like a part of the group. So
Oh,
like
nice.
that's always been a big thing for me. And just I don't know, just watching the movies, and I had all the little like figures and everything with like the clone troopers, stormtroopers, and always playing with them and that kind of thing.
So who is your favorite character and how did they inspire you? You cosplay a lot as Padme?
I do.
Yep. So
Yes.
tell me about that and what inspired you to how Padme inspired you and why you like her so much.
Yeah. So the easiest way for me to explain this, I've explained it a couple times before on different platforms, but Padme to me is who Leia is for my mom. That's like the best way for me to explain it, because like I always looked up to Leia like as a role model in regards to like I'm going to look up to her, but I'd never like I related to her, but I didn't relate to her on the sense that how I relate to Padme. So being able to see, especially in the Phantom Menace, being able to see her with all these girls that are just like her, storming the castle, boots to the ground, like not taking anything from anybody. That was like huge for me to see that, because just like besides Leia, I hadn't seen that type of thing with female characters really, except for maybe Marvel and like that kind of thing, but even at that point, not so much. And then like once Ahsoka came along, it was the two of them together when they interact in the Clone Wars is very cool as well. And I don't know, there's a lot of different things, but I just think of like those in particular in regards to Padme.
Very nice. Now, what costumes do you have for Padme? You have a couple, don't you?
I do. It's a growing list. So I have Flame Handmaiden, Parade Gown. I have one of the Clone Wars costumes, which is like the brown jumpsuit costume. I also have the maroon velvety costume from the end of the Phantom Menace when they're running around the palace. I have that one. And then I think that's all of them. I'm making the decoy gown from the beginning of the Phantom Menace with the feather headpiece and the lace and stuff. And then I'm also making the white jumpsuit, like with not like the torn up one, but the whole outfit with the cape and everything. I've been sourcing materials for that also.
Nice.
So,
All
yeah.
right. So what has been your experience with Star Wars Night? How long have you been participating with Star Wars Night at the Bisons?
This would have been my third year.
Okay.
Yeah, because actually, I went to Star Wars Night 2017 before I joined the group. It was the day after my prom. So instead of going prom camping, I went to Star Wars Night with my dad.
Outstanding.
And yeah, it was actually like significantly better than prom camping. I'm glad I went. And the thing is, I didn't know that only like kids could dress up. So like I showed up dressed as Padme, and I actually saw I don't know if it was Dave or if it was Dwayne, might have been Dwayne, that was dressed as Darth Maul. And he came up to me and he just goes, "Are you with the Northridge?" And I'm like, And I was like, no, why? And he just goes, you should be. And I was like, okay, thank you. And I was like, so I was in full costume and everything, because I didn't know that adults couldn't dress up. They didn't tell me anything or whatever.
Right.
They didn't yell at me, so it was fine.
Nice.
Yeah, and it's like that. I remember like watching that, like when everybody was on the field and like Chris was dueling Arlen and the whole thing. I was like captivated because I just thought it was like so awesome that you guys did that, because I was already familiar with the Rebel Legion and the 501st and all of that, and that was like my end goal. I'm still striving toward it, but like that was the goal that I had in mind. And so turns out 6 months later, I show up to Winterfest, and I'm there with Kate, with Corey, with Chris, and like with a bunch of other members. And then they are all saying to me like, "Oh, are you gonna go to the meeting?" And I'm like, "What meeting?" And they just go, "Oh, we have a meeting every month. You want to go?" And I was like, "Sure." And then I showed up to your house. Yeah, that was. And then I was like, "Hi, everyone. I'm new here." And they're like, "Oh, hey, what's up?"
Well, we're so excited to have you. You certainly have been a joy to the group, and we've just had so much fun and really enjoy watching everyone's costumes evolve, and then adding more costumes as we all go, just to kind of share our love for Star Wars.